Okay, all right, so we are live right now. Okay, so I've got WebEx recording over here and Instagram live over here. I'm seeing my face twice. I don't like it. So today I am just going to go through how the parents of my clients, my students, can work on their speech and language skills by doing different activities. So this is kind of my first one. I'm doing these over winter break so that people can access them and have a more fun way to use speech and language skills that isn't just sitting down with your student with a list. I'm doing both WebEx and Instagram Live because I'm not sure how long the video will be. So if I'm able to upload it to YouTube, that's great. If not, Instagram is my fail-safe. So I'm using this video as kind of a catch-all for all of my students. A lot of my students have different types of goals, different levels of language skills. So anyway, our activity today is making hot chocolate. So of course, if you don't want to make hot chocolate, you don't have the supplies to make hot chocolate, you can do different things. You can use these strategies for routines, playtime, making different things. But yeah, so this is just going to be our example. So first, our first strategy is to name words or to model words depending on what your goals are. So if you are working on articulation, you would be modeling words that have the sound that you're working on. So for example, like our S-Blends kids, which a lot of my kids are working on S-Blends, spoon would be a good word to practice during this activity. For my kiddos that are working on more simple words like CVC words, having the word hot. So my water is actually really hot right now. For kids that are learning more vocabulary words, you can show them that this is a mug and why a mug is different than a cup. So for example, for our hot drinks, because they're too hot to hold, we have a handle right here. And that's why this is a mug, because it has a handle. You can also call it a cup. So like if your kids are working on the K sound, or in this case, C, you would use the word cup and have them try and say that. Another S-blend is stir, so we have to stir. Kiddos that are working on multisyllabic words or phrases, in this case, you can you can get them to say hot cocoa. A strategy that I like to use is using like a sound and a visual. So I just take the hot cocoa mix box, and I've done like cocoa mix, and they can do that as well. They can clap on the box as well. Anyway, so another language strategy that you can use is called parallel talk or self-talk. So that's just talking about what you're doing or what the child is doing. So parallel talk would be talking about what the child's doing. Self-talk is talking about what you're doing. So an example would be pour the mix. So I just used a 3-word phrase because a lot of students are using 1 or 2 words at a time. So if your student's using 1 or 2 words at a time, then you want to, when you're doing your self-talk or your parallel talk, do about 2 to 3 words at a time. If your kid is using, fairly grammatical sentences, you can use longer phrases. So right now, pouring the cocoa. Right there. And you can have them do as much as they can, so helping with the activity as much as you're comfortable with them doing that. And then stir the cocoa. So we've got a few words for different people or for different goals like cup, cocoa. That's a good one. There is a strategy that I've been teaching my students lately called the H insertion trick. So for a child that can say the k sound, but they can't put it in words like cup, I've been teaching them to insert H. So instead of just trying to say cup, I have them say something like hup, which is a nonsense word, but it works. So saying the word hup and then using their kick sound to say cup, cup. So instead of the actual word cup, we're breaking it down into kick sound and hup. Or like in Coco, that's a perfect one. So you would use the word ho, like Santa Claus says, ho, 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 and then using the kick sound right there. So co, co, Coco, and making that new word. Let's see. What's my next step? Marshmallows. So some of your kiddos are working on the sh sound. So you could practice the word marshmallows. Kiddos that are working on making longer words, making those multisyllabic words, you can put marshmallows down and have them touch each marshmallow with every syllable. Marshmallow. Done that before too. Also, during this activity, I'm giving you guys a lot of strategies. Send me any questions. Oh, there goes the dog shaking. Let's see. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, you can always talk about how things look, how things feel. So like with the marshmallows, they're small, good S-blend word. They're white, they're squishy, another good S-blend. We have a lot of S-blends in English, so S-blends is a good thing to work on, right? So we can talk about they're squishy. You can get a couple of words. So if you want to, ask me about what words I would recommend using for this activity. But you could practice each word or even the sound. So a lot of kiddos are still working on k, 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 right? So you can say k, drop it in the mug, k, drop it in the mug. Also for language, there is a strategy called creative stupidity, which is kind of a rough term to call it, but creative foolishness, let's call it that, where you intentionally get things wrong. So in this case, we'd be working on prepositions, and then we're also just working on trying to get them to use their language during the activity. And it's going to give them an opportunity to correct you using their language. So you would do something like, do we put the marshmallows under the cup? And they might say, no, in the cup, right? And then you would put the marshmallows in the cup. Oh, the marshmallows go in the cup. All right, so make sure you guys, only 8 minutes. I could have done this on WebEx. Anyway, give me guys You guys, give me lots of questions if you're confused about anything. That was a lot to give everybody, but hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys are going to do some of these strategies. Let me know how it goes. I'm looking at 2 different cameras, sorry. And that's it. See you guys for the next activity. Bye.